Good morning. Good Thursday morning, March 21st. Uh, yeah, happy Friday. 21 is my favorite number. Always like the 21. That was my number in school. I don't just got it, I guess. But yeah, 21. So Bob Turner 21. I think is my, not I think, is I know is my Instagram. But and then Bailey adopted it too. So it was kind of fun. How you guys doing this morning? I have no idea what my sleep number was because my ring died and I didn't get the data. So yeah, Dex and Mountain Bike joined. Good morning, Alex. Touring Man is here. Good to see you. Let's pop over to Facebook and see what's happening there. I'm sure it's just bustling with people this morning. Happy Friday, guys. Yeah. I want to thank Ed Ricker for sharing my stuff and the rest of you guys that shared stuff. North Star Bailey is here. Good morning, Bill Gustafson. How are you doing? Good to see you. And let me see here. Boom. Where are we? Yeah, I like to put out I try to put out a post, hey, live in 5 or whatever, just to get, sometimes you get going in your day and you're like, oh, crap. I meant to get on that. Happy Friday to you too, my man. So we'll see when this comes up on Facebook, and sometimes it's a little bit slow. We've been fortunate. We've been working off grid all week, literally on a hotspot. And Verizon sent me a nasty gram yesterday and said, "Hey, dude, you're using way too much, gigawatts or whatever, and we're going to shut you down soon." So they said we'll reopen you up on the 20th. I said, "Wait a minute, it is the 20th." So I think I got in under the wire today. Life is good again. So we don't know. We don't know what happened there. You only get so much, so many gig or whatever every month. So I expanded it. I expanded it a while back and for this reason. And so I had to do our call in our Edge Live community last night with Wendy's hotspot. But that's all right. We got it. So I want to say good morning to you guys, but I'm not seeing the Facebook yet on who's here. Every once in a while it does this. Some of the posts I see on Facebook. How the frig did somebody hit a toll booth? I don't know. I don't know who that was, but it was funny. Yeah, good to see you guys this morning. We're up here for a couple more days. More overcast and kind of rain today. It seems like Mother Nature is just saying, all right, let's get rid of the snow. And let's do it now. So Mike Nunez is here from Nunez Vineyard Management. Good to see you. I can see the Instagram people so far, but having a hard time seeing the Facebook ones. Sometimes it won't show me on my phone. So anyway, how you guys been liking the sales stuff? I got one more for you today to wrap up the week. We've kind of, we've talked about how to close. We talked about things to say, what not to say, how to open, all kinds of things to do and not to do. And today I want to talk about, now that we've had the sales call, how do we do the follow-up? And guess what? It's not, hey, I was just following up. That's not what we want to do. Not what I would love for you guys to do. Don't do that. Don't call and say, yeah, hey, just following up on the call we had last week. Yeah. Nobody wants that, right, Dave? I see that. I got Facebook up now. The Daves are here. Dave Brackett, Dave Howard, good to see you. Ed's here, good to see you. Ben Sinclair, good to see you. Bubba Hogan, Matt Blood, Steve Rosenberg is here. Good to see you, my friend. Pete Christensen is here. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. Sorry for the delay on saying good morning. Yeah, the fortune is in the follow-up, and that's exactly what we're talking about. So, how to close more deals after the call. All right, you don't just go home, sit on your hands. And frankly, we should have closed. You shouldn't have to be following up, right? But in the event that you do, like you've had a good conversation, right? Had a great conversation, felt good about it, got back in the truck or what have you, hung up the phone. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Got a live one there. Prospect was interested. They just need a little more time to think about it, all right? But then nothing. Just ghosted, like tumbleweed blowing through here, right? Just rolling through. It's like they don't even know your name. They're in the witness protection program. Or maybe they said something like, I'll get back to you next week. And then next week comes and goes and they disappeared. It's like you've never even spoken to them again. Then you might get a little pissed off, like, geez, man, I put some time into that. Matt Moore, don't start. Just circling back on this, he said. Yeah, I love that one. Yeah, just circling back. No, that's actually not too bad. I like circling back, but checking in. I'll also give you some other ones here today, like purpose for the call. Steve Rosenberg is here, and Steve would tell you that customers, clients, prospects will buy between the 4th and the 12th, or the 5th and the 12th touch, something like that. I'm over here going, how do I get to 5, right? A text, an email. How do I get those 5 touches? Let's just get them done, because statistics show that it's only like 2% of the people are going to buy on that first call, I think. So set the tone here, right? 80% of sales require at least 5 follow-ups, like I said, right? But most people quit after the first one or two. They're like, that's screw it. Yeah, they don't want to buy. On to the next one. I don't care. If you're relying on just one conversation to close the deal, guys, you're just leaving money on the table. You have no idea how much money you're leaving on the table. The salespeople who win the most aren't the best closers. They really aren't. They're the best at following up. They stay in the game. They don't give up. Most sales happen in the follow-up. Most people just give up too soon. The stats are crazy. 2% of sales happen on the first call. Like I said, 80% happen after 5 or more follow-ups. Like I said, all right, let's look at, well, why don't they say yes right away? They're busy. Hi, Mike Rudolph. Good to see you. Steve Rosenberg says 80% of all transactions, 5 to 12 contact. Always book a meeting from a meeting. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you're here today. Jump in anywhere. If I could figure out how to bring you on this, I could, but we'll schedule one and get you on here, because I think everybody would enjoy hearing from you. Why don't they say yes right away? Well, I'm busy. They need time to process, or they're waiting for the right moment, and you can help them through all of that stuff. It's not that they don't want to buy. It's that they just haven't had enough follow-up touches to feel ready. They haven't got to that know, like, or trust. Maybe you didn't do your work on building rapport on the front end. Maybe you weren't conversational. Maybe you weren't, maybe you hurried through the sales call. Yeah, good morning. Bubba says, follow up till they block my number, then I use another number. Yeah. Got to get a good restraining order going. Dave Brackett says they didn't have the right information. Possibly, yeah. Good morning, Danielle. Nothing new after 2, no more after 4. TGIF. All right, great. Yeah. Maybe they didn't have enough touches to feel ready. All right. How do you follow up without being annoying? Right. I've always felt like, shit, that guy's going to call me again. And I haven't really decided yet. He's kind of annoying. He calls me, he reaches out. Or that dude that slides into your DMs, right? You get a friend request or a connection. You're like, all right, I'll do it. And then hey, how you doing? Want to join my group? Or, hey, I think I can help you with all the things that I don't know about you yet. Wrong. Okay. So bad follow-up feels like nagging. Great follow-up feels like service. How are you solving their problem? Right? Golden rule of follow-up. Provide value. Every time you have a touch, provide value. Don't just check in. Hey, just checking in. Wrong. Okay? Let's look at some examples of some follow-up that feels natural. Matthew Tolman is watching. Good to see you, brother. Hey, just sent you something I thought you might find helpful. Send an article, a case study, blog, tip, whatever. Could be a testimonial. Hey, Steve, I was thinking about about your problem that you mentioned. Have you made any decisions yet? Hey, quick update. Only 2 spots left for this program. Let me know if you want in. I don't love that one, but it does create a little bit of urgency, a little bit of scarcity. Okay. Why do those things work? Because they keep you top of mind. Do you think the other guys are doing that stuff? Probably not. You think anyone else is making the effort to say, well, I got to get to 5 touches? Do you think they've got sales training? Do they think they're working on their craft? Probably not. You are. So put it to work. Why else? Why does it work? Creates a reason for them to re-engage. Oh, hey, man, we were out of town last week. We had the kids in Disney. It's good. I'm glad you checked in. We're back. We're ready to go. Boom. Here we go. And the other reason is that it feels like you're helping, not just selling. Hey, I was thinking about you. Hey, I saw this deck. It was very similar to the one you mentioned. Is this the kind of rail you were thinking about? Just something like that. Oh, yeah. Hey, what does it say? It says, wow, Bob's thinking of me when he's not here. All right. The best follow-up system to stay consistent. Here we go. If you don't have a follow-up system, you'll either forget or give up too soon. So have a system. Now you've had your call, right? Maybe day 3 is a light check-in with value. And there's a million ways to do this, guys. It's all kinds of answers to this follow-up stuff. Maybe day 7 is a reminder with some social proof or urgency. No, we're a week out. Maybe there's something else in between there. But if you get to day 30, maybe you'll reconnect with a fresh angle. And if they don't respond after 30 days, put them in a long-term nurture cycle. Maybe your email drip campaign. Check in every 3 months. They're part of your marketing program now, right? You got their email. You got their phone number. Like Bubba says, go out and get yourself a good old restraining order. Yeah. Ed says coaching in particular is not inexpensive and not an impulse buy. Yeah. Dave Brackett says, did you peel the onion back far enough while you were there? Right. All kinds of questions. And you guys should be recapping this stuff after the call for yourselves. So I would ask you, how many deals have you lost because you didn't follow up? Tons. Probably a bunch. Either I got lazy or I wasn't hungry enough or we had enough work or I don't know, guy seemed, I don't know if I was a good fit. Didn't follow up. Probably left a lot of money on the table over the years that way. Yeah. So go back to your last 5 lost leads and follow up today. Here's my challenge. Look at those last 5 prospects who didn't buy or haven't bought yet. Send them a quick follow-up using one of the scripts from today. And then post it in the chat. I'd love to hear from you guys. Create a 3 to 7 day and 30-day follow-up system for your leads. And it doesn't have to be that. It can be, hey, on day 1, we had the call. Day 2, I'm just going to pop over and say, hey, it was great chatting with you yesterday. Let me know if there's anything we forgot to cover. Boom. Easy enough, right? It's not creepy. So look at the last 5 prospects that didn't buy. Send them a quick follow-up. All right, using something that I went over today. All right. And then start tracking. If you're not tracking this stuff, guys, you're not able to analyze it. If you can track it, you can measure it, we can collect the data, we can analyze it, and we can improve it. Set reminders. Set a reminder. Hey, I want to call in a week to check in. I've had people I've spoken to about coaching. They're like, hey, can you check back with me after the first of the year? The first thing I do is grab my phone and I put a thing in. Hey, check with Steve on January 2nd. Follow up. Check in. And then son of a gun, if Steve doesn't get a note from me or a call on January 2nd, what does that say? It says I'm paying attention and that I want his business and I want to work with him. So start tracking. And then send a value-driven follow-up message today to somebody. Instead of just checking in, send somebody some value that makes them want to respond. You guys get creative. You figure it out, all right? If you've got video testimonials, written testimonials, shoot that stuff to people. And have them ready when you're on the call, too, if you're just on a call. Maybe it's hey, there's a quick testimonial from a guy that we did something for just like this last year. Yeah. You guys are crazy in the comments today. Richard Nordheim is here. Good morning, Bob and team. Happy Friday, everyone. Keep crushing it. Good to see you, Richard. So, guys, sales don't usually happen on the first try. The real closers are the ones that stay in the game longer than everyone else. They just stay in the game. It's as simple as that. They're around. They're working at it. They're farming. They're earning through the sale. If you don't follow up, somebody else will. And they'll be the one to close the deal. They're going to buy from someone. So, like I said, the fortune is in the follow-up. Bubba says, send an accidental text. Then, sorry, wrong person. By the way, how have you been? Then say, I've been meaning to call. They say, I've been meaning to call you. Not bad. There's all kinds of ways to do it without feeling creepy. And guys, just get creative. And frankly, if you just get engaged with it and understand that if you remember one thing from today, remember, I got to get to 5 touches. I got to get to 5 touches. How do I do that? Well, the initial one, right? I had the call, right? Second one, first follow-up. Hey, really enjoyed our call last week. Just wanted to see if you had any questions or anything else I can help you with. Bang, right? add some value. Maybe one after that is, hey, boom, you mentioned you like that cable rail. Excuse me. Here's one we did last year. Just wanted you to see it. Excited to hear what your thoughts are. Not, hey, you mentioned you were going to check with the old lady. What'd she have to say? All right, none of that. And don't be creepy. Don't be a pest. But also, like, not for nothing, but we spent some time together, and make sure that when you end the call, the initial call, that there's an expectation that we're going to talk again. And hey, if you want to at that time tell me, hey, Bob, I'm not interested, go fly a kite, whatever. Okay. Hey, don't call me again. Don't reach out. We've changed our mind. We're going in another direction. That's something that if I need to hear that, that's what I want to hear, because then I'll put you in our email program, right? And then you'll only hear from me once a month, right? Mark Bunker says, just cleaning off my desk and ran across your paperwork. Well, not a bad one. Not a bad one. You guys like that one? Dave Howard says, pay attention to the details and follow through. Absolutely. Dave Brackett, don't be too wordy. Keep it simple, stupid. The old KISS method, right? Yeah. And from our friends in the contractor fight group, they all say STFU. Shut up. When you get done, shut up. Too many people in sales love to hear themselves talk. And that was probably me. I didn't really realize I was doing that. I was just kind of filling dead air and making sure I just had to tell people how good a job we did and how excited I was about doing their job. And I never stopped to ask, hey, how do you think I can help you the most? Or, hey, what would it look like if, geez, man, you mentioned this and that and the other. I mean, what happens if you don't do this job? Right? Some word tracks there. So, yeah, I'm excited today because I'm getting an opportunity to run to pinch hit for Steve Rosenberg on his daily sales accelerator call again. And it's you have different theme days, and today is, I think, freewheeling Friday. So we got a bunch of stuff ready, but we'll probably inevitably talk sales and talk closing and talk follow-up, that kind of stuff. Maybe even do a sales role play. So I'm excited about that. This stuff gets my blood pumping. Paul Argiro says, the Chris Voss follow-up method. Did you give up on your project? Yeah. Have you given up on your project? That would be that would be down the road a little bit later, kind of that last one, right, Paul? Did you give up on your project? 9 times out of 10, you'll get an immediate response back from that. So, Bubba. So, yeah, guys, great to see so many people here today. As always, share it out. Like Frisella says, don't be a hoe, share the show. There's no fee for this. I'm just trying to deliver value, trying to help as many people as I can. Give you a little bit of a taste of what it's like to step inside the Summit Coaching family and join one of our communities, or do some one-on-one coaching with me. If any of those things sound interesting to you and you'd like to have a call, a strategy call, I offer a free 30-minute strategy call, and no pressure. We just get on and talk. And frankly, that's just how I got to where I'm at with coaching, is just being willing to help people. So, and that's where this truly comes from. Mark Bunker says, I try to end many sentences in the form of a question. It shuts me up and keeps them engaged. Yeah. And I heard Richard Nordheim talking yesterday on the Sales Accelerator call about, I think he learned it from Marcus Sheridan. Try to go a whole day doing nothing but saying everything you have to say in the form of a question. That'll give you some great training. I was thinking about that. That's got to be incredibly tough to do. But yeah, and I know a lot of you guys on this call are right into sales. Yeah, thanks, Paul. I appreciate it. You guys are hitting it hard, and you work hard. You pay a lot for a lead. Okay, are you guys running your cost per leads and figuring out, taking everything you spend on your marketing and looking at it across all your leads? Do that, and you'll start being a little more serious about when the phone rings, because it doesn't have to ring. You're doing some things to make it, to be intentional about getting to your phone to ring. So when it does, don't trip over yourselves and kick the ball down the road. Go into action. Have some scripts ready. Okay. And it doesn't have to be, hey, how are you doing today? Thank you for calling. That's not a script. A script is like, and Steve, I learned this from Steve at his 2-day takeoff event that he does every month in Texas is your responses. He was speaking particularly to objections, but your responses need to be just as quick as, hey, Bob, what's your birthday? August 14th. Where do you live? So, where do you live? What's your birthday? How old are you? What's your last name? What's your mother's name? As quickly as you can rattle those off, you should be able to respond to most objections. Okay. And that should be part of your follow-up game as well. Yeah. Mark says, take Bob up on this opportunity. I appreciate that. Dave Brackett says, let them talk themselves into the sale. They do. You guys as sales guys, you're not, you're just kind of facilitating, right? We're just kind of keeping the bowling ball between the gutters, right? And going down, right? It should roll off your tongue smoothly. Yeah. Yeah. And if you're a silver-haired fox like Dave, man, I'll tell you what, you're going to get some sales. What are you doing right now, Dave? Are you ironing up those tan pants and just getting ready, putting that crease right down the middle? Standing in front of the ironing board of those tall black socks? I bet you are. Have a good time with Dave. So, yeah, guys, I hope was this helpful today? Pop in the chat. If it was helpful. Make sure you say in the chat how you doing on a scale of 1 to 10 today. I always like to ask you guys, check in with you. Ben Sinclair, good to see you jumping on here today. So many of you guys that I get to check in with. I really enjoy this every day. And I had a guy tell me, 84 days ago, he said, the biggest thing that helped me with my coaching business was just going live every day. So I said, well, that doesn't cost anything. I'll do that. And Brackett says, you know me all too well. Peter Christian says a 9.6. Yeah. And I said, well, I can go live every day. That doesn't cost anything. I talk about discipline and showing up and motivation. Why not just walk the walk every single day? So we haven't missed a day. I think this is day 83 or 4. I have to do a little bit of math. Started 5 days early. And Dave's slipping you off right now. Dan Bennett. Yeah, right. Silver Fox rules. Yeah, exactly. Old guys rule, right? We have a good time. But yeah, going live every day and just getting out and letting people know what I'm up to. I've posted a bunch of stuff, and I'm super excited that we're working with a new media company. We're going to have putting together a website and getting all the things that I have, the lives, the blogs, the podcasts, the one-on-one coaching, the edge, the peak, the summit, all this stuff in a pile and headed down the road in a straight line. So Dan Bennett said, how's Peter doing on that green belt this week? I'm proud to announce that he messaged me last night and said that due to Jason Rector helping him out with his last 2.5 points, he was able to get to his green belt level. So these guys, for you guys that aren't a member of the Contractor Fight, they do a belt system with their sales role play calls. And these guys work hard at it. So, and I'm happy to be working inside Steve Rosenberg's community with the Daily Sales Accelerator, helping these guys with some role plays too. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe we'll get somebody that wants to step up today and jump into the arena. Maybe Bubba will jump on with me. So I did my very first sales role play with Bubba, and I basically just threw up all over him. It was horrendous. And I'd been doing sales for 15 years in contracting. It was just terrible. Bubba's still on here. Didn't we laugh after that, And it's funny, guys. Like some people are like, oh, I don't want to role play. That's weird. That's awkward. That's creepy, right? But that's how you get better. And that's how you get better. And if you're doing it with people that want you to win, it's all good. I've had people say, Richard Nordheim say to me, oh man, that was just terrible. I got to call a timeout right here. Let's wind that back and say that again. And if you don't know what a role play is, like let's say Ed Ricker and I decide to do a role play, and Ed's working on selling financial coaching, and so I'll play the customer, and Ed's the coach, and we just do a mock-up call, a mock phone call, and it's back and forth, and I'm taking notes the whole time, and then giving Ed some feedback afterward, and that's how you get better. Bubba says, yeah, it was pretty bad. We had a good time. Practice makes permanent. I'll agree with that, Dave. I learned that from Rick Pitino when I was a kid at basketball camp. Ed says, attitude is an 8, but GI issues are making today a 5-6. Yeah, that stinks, man. Eat clean, get rest, lots of fluids, right? I'm sure you know what to do with that. Lead the dance, Dave Brackett says, but make your client feel like they are leading the dance. Yeah, you guys have heard me say control the conversation by letting them feel like they're controlling the conversation. All good stuff. You guys are just dropping big ones today. I love it. Roy Dahl's laughing, probably at me. That's all right. That doesn't matter. You got to be able to laugh at yourself too if you're doing this stuff. Just have a good time with it, right? It's as simple as this. Tell me the difference here. Here's just an what they call an open, right? So you're going to call somebody's called you. Hey, they left a message or they're a lead or whatever. And you call and you say, hey, is this Steve? You know it's Steve, right? Hey, is this Steve? What's going to happen? Probably going to get hung up on, because right then, at that point in the sales call, you're no different than the guy that's selling that extended warranty plan for their car, right? Versus, hey, it's Bob calling from Summit Coaching and Consulting. Is Steve around? Oh, this is Steve. Oh, hey, I thought it might be. Great, Steve. I know we had this call scheduled. Is it still a good time? Bam. Steve knows exactly who he's talking to, right? Versus, hey, is this Steve? So little things like that. You guys may not think it's a big deal, but it is. Bubba says going to bring somebody home some magic this week. Yeah, Bubba's been down in Disney all week. Going to be a 10. Going to get my pick with Tinkerbell today. Just keep your shoes on, would you? They'll take your shoes off down there. Mark Bunker says practice makes muscle memory. Yeah, of course you are, Roy. Roy says, of course you are, right? But yeah, little things like that are things you tweak in a sales role play, getting feedback from one another. Role play with somebody that might be a lap or two ahead of you in sales, right? In their sales game. That last thing I'll tell you about it, guys, is it's definitely a diminishing skill. If you don't continue to work on your chops, your word tracks, and things, how you carry yourself, your body language, it goes away. Simple as that. It's like if I don't practice playing my guitar from time to time, my skill just drops. It's the same thing with sales skills. So, and I don't know if Mark Richards is on here today, but he would tell you the same thing. Mark's been in sales for 27 years, and usually he'll jump on and drop a few nuggets. So anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful today. Dave says, I love that you are so fired up about this. It's important to understand sales and marketing in a business. It is, for sure. Yeah. And Dave, I'm happy to see you doing what you're doing. It looks like you guys placed a few folks yesterday with your elder care placement business down in Southwest Florida. So happy to see that. Proud of you, and see you and Rick just crushing things and helping the elder population get where they need to go. So anyway, well, good. Guys, this has been great today. Fantastic way to end the week. But we're not done. I'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll still be right here in cloudy, rainy Island Falls, Maine, hoping maybe the sun will come out. We got one day of it. Hey, Wendy went to the top of the hill yesterday, 1.6 mile round trip, a little over that. And we were in the morning. I said, hey, got one coaching call coming up. What do you say after that? We go to the top of the hill. She said, done. And we did it. So Steve says you have to have 3 undeniable truths when starting the conversation with a prospect. Yeah. Steve, we're going to set up a time where you can jump on with me one of these mornings, because I think these guys would love to hear from you as well. So yeah, no, appreciate it, Dave. So yeah, so Wendy's doing great with the hip, and we'll be starting our 9th week. I say our because I'm along for the ride too. And I'm awfully proud of her and the work that she's done to get better. It's an emotional up and down thing when you have a major joint replacement like that. And but I'll tell you what, you guys are going to see some photos of us at the top of some mountains this summer, particularly Katahdin, and that's going to make it all worth it. So Bubba says sunny and 82. I'm going to survive. Dave, it must be warm where you are. Dan Bennett, I know it's not. It's warmer than it is here. But yeah, good to see you guys. I appreciate the support. And again, if you can share it out, that would be great. I just want to get the numbers up so that I can meet my goal of helping as many people as possible. So anyway, as I always say, reach out. If you need me, there's a link in the comments, and don't hesitate to jump on. Very few people take me up on that. I would challenge, if you just want to have a conversation, you want to shoot the shit about sales, if you're looking to wrestle a problem to the ground, I'm a different set of eyes. I don't have the emotional connection to your business that you might, and I guarantee that I could probably find a nugget or two that'll help you even inside of a 30-minute conversation. So guys, appreciate you all. I love you all. Have a great Friday. Do something good today. Make somebody's day. Don't forget to put your foot on somebody's throat, right? And snuff somebody out. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Be a savage, though, guys. Go sell something. Follow up with somebody. All right. Talk to you later. See you guys.